Thank you HelloFresh for sponsoring this video. I know what you're thinking. Why would you put honey on a steak and dry age it? I know it sounds crazy, but let me explain. If you Google what does honey do to meat, look what comes up. Honey works like pineapple juice that can also tenderize meat. Wait a second, it can work like pineapple? Well, I've done some crazy experiments with it, and it breaks down meat like there's no tomorrow. And as far as tenderizing, it is the best tenderizer there is for meat. Just make sure not to leave it too long, if not your meat will disintegrate. So I wanted to learn more, and I googled honey in meat, and here's what came up. The natural enzymes in honey should help tenderize meat quicker, similar to pineapple, kiwi, milk, and even yogurt. Wait a second, yogurt? I've also done that experiment, and the results were shocking. The things that yogurt does to meat is quite impressive. Also, you can't marinate the meat too long, as the process will continue and your meat will turn into mush. Your meat will turn into mush? Oh boy, I gotta run this experiment. So the first and most important thing to do was I had to choose the right honey for this experiment. So when I googled how many types of honey are there, the results were 300 different types. How do I know which one is best? Alright, how about this? Which honey contains the most enzymes? Manuka honey? Never heard of it. Manuka honey has a considerable higher level of enzymes than regular honey, so I went ahead and bought the best one I could find. This is Manuka honey. It is not your everyday honey bear honey. It is not runny, it has a wonderful smell, and it's actually delicious. And as far as how good it spreads, take a look. Unlike regular honey, it's not really runny, so it's gonna be perfect for dry aging steak. So the next thing to do, you already know. And for that, I chose this beautiful piece of meat. It is a 3 bones rib roast. To really find out how honey is gonna affect the meat, I decided to split it in half. That way we can use one piece to dry age the traditional way, and the other one is gonna be with honey. And my hopes is that honey dry age is gonna be 10 times better than the traditional version. Talking about traditional version, if you wanna do it at home, you can use these dry age bags. They make the job super easy. You just gotta put them in the bag, vacuum seal them, put it in a cooling rack, and let it rest in your refrigerator for the amount time you desire. The honey, on the other hand, takes some work. The first thing we need to do is to spread a little bit in some parchment paper because things are about to get messy. Once that's done, I put my rib roast right on top. And the next thing is one of the most satisfying experiments I've ever done, and that would be to cover the whole thing with honey. The smell from the honey is extremely intoxicating in a very good way, and even though this is not that easy to do, it is extremely satisfying. So I went ahead and continued working the spatula to make sure every single edge was perfectly covered, because after a little while, once I was done, this is what it looks like. That, friends, is something you do not see every day, and my hopes is that this is going to be the best dry age I've ever done. The only thing left to do now is to let it rest in my refrigerator for a total of 35 days. Once the time was up, I took it out and take a look at this. Some of the honey dripped down to the tray, but a lot of it just crystallized on top of the meat. And as you can see between the bones, it looks like it preserved the meat perfectly. And believe it or not, it smells even better than when it went in. If there's one thing I've learned with dry aging experiment is to listen to your nose. So far so good, but we still have to open this thing. And for that, I grabbed a butter knife and started to go to work. And as you might have already guessed it is impossible to remove the whole thing. Most of the sugar has crystallized on the meat. Some are soft, others are hard, but all of them are sticky. So I did my best to try to remove all of it. And once I was done, this is what it looks like. This is the world's first dry age honey experiment. And it was going really well until now, because the smell went from wonderful to really bad. Do you see the discoloration of the meat right here? That is oxidation, but not like any oxidation, it's turning out a little green. And I can tell right away that the bones have to go. So I grabbed my knife and started to work with it. But once I took it out, take a look at this. That is beautifully red in the middle, but the bones on the other hand, it smells really bad. The inside looks phenomenal though. I say let's go ahead and keep this experiment going. Obviously, like every dry age, you will have some lost, and this one is no different, because take a look how red this part is, and the other side is just no good. So I'm gonna go ahead and trim even more. You see, I need to dig even deeper. Check out the difference in coloration. One thing I can tell you immediately is that the honey really penetrated the meat, so I had to go to town and remove a lot of the pellicles. And as I was doing so, I got super excited because it is extremely tender. But I did my best, and once I was done, this is what I was left with. From that whole 2 bones rib roast, I only got 1 steak. 1 steak. It better be real good. And as you can see, it looks fantastic. And for comparison, don't forget that we did the real dry age one. After removing it from the umai bag, it looks exactly like I expected. And as I sliced the bone off so that we have a fair comparison, look, perfect. Perfect. Exactly what I was looking for. Now, as you already know, all I have to do is to remove all of the pellicles. And as I was doing so, I was left with some beautiful steaks. That is what meat lovers dream of. Perfectly dry aged exactly the way I like it. And unlike the honey dry age, I was left with 2 beautiful steaks. But now that we got our beautiful steaks ready, the only thing left to do is to season them. And for that, I want to keep it really simple because I want to taste the beef. So I first started with a good amount of salt. Once that was done, I finished it off with black pepper. Because trust me, after you went through all that work, the last thing you want is to put off flavor on these steaks. But now that we got them seasoned, the only thing left to do is to cook them. And for that, I'll be putting a beautiful sear first. Once that's done, I'll be using my wireless thermometers to cook them until they reach an internal temperature of 135 degrees Fahrenheit. So now I say, it is enough talking and it is time to cook them. So let's do it. Before moving forward, I want to thank today's sponsor, HelloFresh. HelloFresh is America's #1 meal kit, and what I'm eating right now is one of their amazing recipes. Every week when I come back from my order, I am amazed of the variety of the recipes that I can choose from their huge menu. And now their selection is getting bigger and better every week, including quick breakfasts, lunches, and some additional proteins and sides and awesome desserts. You save so much time with HelloFresh that you can skip that grocery store trip and get everything you need to make chef-curated meals right to your door. If you know me, you know I don't like to waste any food. So I really enjoyed that with HelloFresh you get pre-portioned ingredients so there is no wasted food. It is very flexible and you can set your delivery preferences. Some weeks I like to add extra meals, and other weeks if I know I'm not going to be home, I can just skip that week. They are committed to making fresh, delicious food available, and they take extra steps to keep their employees and customers safe. Look, let me show you. Today I got my box with all my fresh ingredients, and I'm doing an Italian chicken and pepper sando with some delicious potato wedges. Prep and cook is super easy. Take a look at that. Come on now. Give it a try. Go to HelloFresh.com and use my code GUGA12 to get 12 free meals, including free shipping. Again, that's simple. Just go to HelloFresh.com, use my code GUGA12 to get 12 free meals, including free shipping. Thank you, HelloFresh, for sponsoring this video, but now let's get right back and try this insane honey dry aged steaks. All right, everybody, here we have our beautiful steaks today. Are you hungry, Angel?
I'm hungry, but you know when you put 2 steaks in front of me, what it does to my mind, right?
Yes, I know. It's an experiment. Yes, that's what you're thinking. It automatically starts triggering your brain cells and going like, oh, wait a second here.
I sit down in this chair, and you always bring something. When you bring it out, I look at it, I'm like,
Let me tell you something. Your brain is correct, my friend.
Look, guys, going into this, I already smelled the steak like 5 times.
It smell good?
Smell good.
So here's the deal. Very honest opinion. I want to know if it's good, bad, or ugly. You just let us know. Sound like a plan?
No, it's not ugly.
No, it's not ugly. What about the taste? You don't know about
that's the part that I can't tell you yet.
All right, let's go. We'll go for this one here first. It is so tender. One of the things that you guys cannot see when I was slicing these wonderful steaks is how tender it is, everybody. It is extremely tender.
I will say that it is tender. I cut it, and then it didn't go all the way through, so I just pulled it apart.
It was resistance.
And it just didn't even do anything for it.
Zero resistance.
It was just like, oh, okay, I guess I'm breaking.
All right, enough chit-chatting. Let's try this. Cheers, everybody.
Oh, dude.
I missed that. Oh, man. It's been a while.
I'm about to say this. It has been a while since I had some dry aged steak. Yeah?
Not overpowering the amount of dry aginess.
Dude, that's the perfect amount.
Wonderful flavor that just stays in your mouth. The steak is extremely juicy, tender to the max, beefy flavor. That little, look at that, look at that. You enjoy it?
That's a good one.
That's a winner, everybody. It is phenomenal. I highly recommend. Ready for the next one? Since you know that this was a good one, you know this is going to be the experiment.
Yeah, so I know that this is the good one. So I know that that's the one I'm afraid of.
I'm afraid of this one here too, and you should be, yeah? Nah, I'm kidding, bro. I'm kidding. I'm joking.
Oh my God.
I'm joking. It's just a joke. All right, let's see. Just as tender. Did you slice it?
No, I have not
Try
tried
it.
it yet.
Just as tender, huh?
This is more tender.
This is more tender. Oh, it smells wonderful. Cheers, everybody.
I'm not dying today. Not that. Oh, I don't know. Maybe.
Wow.
But it doesn't taste like I'm gonna.
No, it is amazing. You went in scared.
I took the bite and I was like,
Wow.
Is this it?
And it tastes different. Do you feel the difference? It tastes slightly different.
This is not dry age.
No, it's not dry age whatsoever. It doesn't have that dry age flavor, that strong dry age flavor.
I'll get that out of the way immediately. This one's not dry age.
It is. But it is.
But it's not.
But it is.
Well,
it's a weird experiment.
Yeah, dude, this is tender. Look,
No.
I went to cut this whole piece.
Tender to the max. Do you
Almost came off.
feel you don't feel a little hint of difference in flavor? Pay attention. There's a very unique flavor in there. I enjoy that quite a bit, everybody. It is more tender. The fibers broke down more on the steak. It is missing one of that, I would say, 6 taste, right? Besides the umami.
It doesn't
which
have
is
the taste of dry age.
Exactly. It
That's
does not.
It's missing.
It's missing that
I
little
thought it was gonna have it.
kick on there. You know why? So this one is our regular dry aged steak, which we love and we are a huge fan of. And this one was dry aged in honey. In honey.
Oh, you
my
try
brother.
to put the honey on it?
Yes, and honey. I'm sure you guys are aware, which I mentioned on the video already, honey is a great tenderizers in different countries. So probably that's what happened. It penetrated a little bit in the meat there, and it tenderized the meat even more than this one
know
right
what?
here. Tell me.
You got a big chunk?
Yeah.
You put it dry aging with honey all over it?
Correct. It
And
is,
then you
by the
went
way, let me just be honest, all right?
Okay.
A complete nightmare, all right? It is a nightmare. It's sticky everywhere. You know, it's like, you know, even after you clean it, you're still sticky. You know, I don't know if I don't recommend it, all right? I do not recommend it. If you want to try something extreme, do that.
Okay.
If you want a lot of work, and you want to get sticky all over, do it, all right?
Okay.
But I don't recommend it because it's just too much of a pain. How would you describe the flavor?
It's a little bit more flat. It's like,
This has more juice, more beefy flavor. This is less beefy flavor.
no. All right, so like it didn't get sweeter.
No.
It's more like neutral in sweetness, but like you have that little end of honey.
Here's the final verdict. For dry age, do you recommend the honey? No. Absolutely not. It is a complete waste of your time. You are going to get sticky up your nose, everybody. I'm telling you, don't do that at all right?
But if you're trying to just make it tender and have the same process as a dry age for no reason,
listen, just do the regular dry age. You're gonna have it better.
Yeah.
It's better, all right? The regular one is better. But I'll tell you one thing, I've learned a lot. You guys seen that was a little bit of mold, the white mold. By the way, are you eating mold? Congratulations.
woohoo!
Don't worry, I never let you down. I won't let you down now.
Okay, I hope I don't die.
You won't. Anyway, guys, these are the results. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do enjoy, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, be sure to subscribe for future videos. Remember, if you are interested in anything I use, everything's always in the description down below. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next one. And if you want to try real dry age, highly recommend. If you want to get sticky with it, do the honey. You will probably come back to this video and put 1,000 different comments how terrible idea this is, because you're gonna get sticky everywhere, everybody. Don't do it.